Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. We got another 2025 Rookie Scouting Report show for you today. We're going to talk Colston Loveland, one of the best tight ends in this class. Going to be joined by Jason DeRienzo, my podcast co-host. We're going to go over the 2024 production, his PFF grades, his strengths and weaknesses. We've watched the All-22 film. No better way to scout players than watching these guys in the sky above. All right, we're going to give you the scouting report grades. All right, help me get to 17,000 subscribers before we get started. It doesn't cost you a thing to hit that subscribe button, trying to get to 17,000 subscribers before the NFL draft. And if you want access to the All-22 films that we refer to in this video, check out the website below. I've got one or two posted on there for you to take a look at the clips and cut-ups that I do for my subscribers. Let's get to the show. All right, Jason, let's get to our second rookie report of the evening. Let's talk about Colston Loveland, Michigan tight end. He is going to be a junior this year. All right, he is 6'5", 245-pound tight end. A little different from Tyler Warren, who we just really spoke about. All right. So we're going to go through his 2024 production here, his PFF grades. All right. We're going to go over his strengths and weaknesses. We're going to go over his scouting report grades as well. Now, we watched, before we do all of these shows and talk about these players, we always watch the All-22 film. We watch his Oregon game, his Michigan State game, Washington game, Texas game. Had some certain good flashes that we saw on them. We're going to talk all about it. All right. So his 2024 production and PFF grades, the production here that you see on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, these are regular season statistics. Okay. 582 yards. We know that the Michigan offense took a huge step back in 2024, and he had also 5 touchdowns. His catch percentage on the season was 80.2%. Is 10.4 yards per reception as well. All right. We'd like to talk about versatility, especially when it comes to tight ends. We'd like to see them out wide and in the slot, and he certainly produced there pretty much in line. He was 33% of the snaps he lined up in line, slot 47%, 20% out wide. It's what we'd like to see in our tight ends that hopefully are going to hit our dynasty rosters. They are out playing wide receiver. All right. PFF receiving grades, the ranks that you see on the screen, that they are basically the ranks out of the top 12 tight ends going to the NFL draft. All right. So let's talk about that. PFF receiving grade 90.2, ranked 3rd in the class. That's pretty solid. Contested catch, he ranked 11th in the class. Not too good at 20% contested catch percentage. Yards after catch per reception was 5.2. He ranked 8th in the class. The drop percentage 3.5, ranked 5th. And the PFF pass blocking grade 30.9, coming in last out of the class. But when we play Dynasty, right, we don't really care. Well, we should care a little bit because it's going to limit him maybe not getting on the field for certain plays if he doesn't learn how to be a better pass blocker. But we saw that on the film too. And I don't think he's going to be asked at the NFL level to really do more probably than chip block and help a tackle, double team an end. But in any case, we watched the film. Why don't you give us an overview of Colston Loveland and why he is going to be a dynasty asset for us?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing we see the alignment, like he's also very versatile, not as versatile as Tyler Warren, but versatile on the offensive line, where he could play, in line at tight end, he could play in the slot, he could play out wide. The release, he's got a nice release package, single move, double move. When he eats into the cushion defender, there's urgency there, which I really like. He keeps his eyes straight downfield so that he doesn't sell the route or which way he's going to separate once he gets up to the defender. The separation is very smooth, crisp within how he breaks at the top of his route, whether he's going inside, outside. I like the swiping ability and just the manipulative gestures if he's trying to fake inside and then still go vertical. So I like that. I like the manipulation within the route. I think he's a very good route runner. From what I've seen, he looks like he's a 3-level route runner. Like, I think he could probably run a full route tree. I don't know that for sure, but it would not surprise me if that is truly a fact. So I think this is going to be more of a receiver type of tight end, and that's exactly what we want in fantasy football. He makes great adjustments to the ball. I think in contested situations, Alex Orji did not do any of his receivers any favors. So I think some of that has to do with some of the stats of Loveland has to do with the quarterback play. Right. But at the same time, he should be able to get above the rim and, use that physicality, because 6'4", 6'5", 245 is a pretty good size to be able to, ward off linebackers and safeties. So
Mhm.
that's probably something he needs to improve upon. He might be better at the next level than he was in college based on quarterback play. But I think this is going to be a solid route running tight end that is going to be highly efficient in fantasy based on his usage as a receiver. And he is a converted wide receiver to tight end. So it definitely makes sense. I think he does have good hands. And as far as the blocking ability, Alex Orji held onto the ball way too long, making it very hard for his offensive lineman and Colston Loveland to sustain blocks for the amount of time that was needed. So he could even be a better blocker at the next level. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think he's going to be excellent for fantasy football, but I think he could be even better in the NFL than he was in college.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I mean, I liked his suddenness, especially off the
Oh, the
line of
suddenness was
scrimmage.
fantastic. Yeah.
I thought he
Yeah.
really accelerated well off the line of scrimmage. His catch radius was great. His body control was really good too. Like you
Mhm.
said, the passes, he had to make some pretty tough adjustments
Oh,
to
it was
corral some of
bad.
those passes
Yeah.
that he had. How he stands up physicality, one-on-one versus a defensive back, it remains to be seen because we didn't see a ton of that on the film.
Right.
But no, I mean, listen, that's what we want out of our dynasty tight ends. We want them to be out
Exactly.
running passes and
Yep.
stuff like that. So let's get to our scouting report grades. All right, release and route running. I gave him an A. I mean, I
Yep.
think we saw the tree was pretty expansive in the on the films, and we've been, like I said, we've been watching this kid for 3 years already. We've all known about Colston Loveland being a dynasty asset for us this year, but yeah, I didn't see. I saw everything you wanted to see. The separation, he's snappy out of the top of his breaks, and
Mhm.
I think he's a good route runner.
Yeah, I do too. I gave him an A as well.
Ball skills and hands, I gave him a B plus. I mean, he has 80% catch percentage. The off target throws that we've already mentioned a couple times here, he corralled them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He's got some strong hands. I mean, there's nothing to worry about his ball skills, except when he does get that press and he has to, hand fight and get up there and get the ball. But other than that, you got to like what you see with that department.
Yeah, that last thing you just said is my only concern. I give him a B plus too.
Acceleration and speed, I give him a B plus. He's not going to be a burner.
Mhm.
Really good acceleration and burst, like I'd mentioned, out of the line of scrimmage, and so I gave him a B plus in that grade.
Yeah, I think the athleticism is solid, and I give him a B.
After yards after catch, had some really nice plays in these films. Wasn't explosive and making a lot of guys miss at the second level, but I
Yeah.
think he takes what's given to him out there and gets upfield in a hurry after he makes the catch, and he's always looking for yards after the catch. So I give him a B.
Yeah, he plays around in that zone coverage very similar to Tyler Warren does. I gave him a
Mhm.
B as well. I just did not know how the yards after the catch was going to be based on him looking more like a possession receiver from the film I saw.
Yeah, so pass blocking and physicality, I gave him a B minus. Just watching him, he seems a little light out there compared,
Mhm.
the lower half of his frame a little bit. He did block really well when he was coming across the line of scrimmage in the run game, as far as like taking on linebackers and that type of thing. I don't think he's going to hold up very well, against an edge rusher or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I think he's definitely serviceable. But between those two things and his physicality, it might be one thing that holds him back from being on the field all the time is his blocking ability and his just light frame overall.
Yeah, and to add into that, it's the traffic situations too, where he's got a couple defenders catching in traffic. I want to see that physicality just a little bit better, but I give him a solid B in this area.
So you think he's a solid first round pick?
I do think he's a solid first round pick. I mean, I think he's a back. Like you're talking about your Eagles, he's a back end of the first type of tight end to me.
I like it. I like it. So, well, hopefully he gets that coveted landing spot we're all hoping for if you've got
Yep.
shares in Debbie or C2C. So, we'll have to see how it goes. So, there is our 2025 rookie report on Mr. Colston Loveland.